everyone. I was going to do something interesting tonight, and this image just flashed one morning, and it has to do with the spirit-body connection. So I'm going to show you what I have on the board here, okay? So this is spirit on the right side, the spiritual heart, the left being the physical body, and of course the physical heart is there. And these rocks, at least it's from what my idea was, but let's see what the pendulum does, were to be cells. But again, I could be wrong on this, okay? And then the money here is value, so it represents value of something. And then this is just a traditional medication. This is more organic. So these two represent two roads, although they could merge, of course, but more a traditional path of medication, standard doctors and things. This is more an organic or nature healing, spirit healing. You know, of course there can always be a blend, but we're going to look at this. I just have wondered about it for some time, as here with the health things, how they bloomed into something different. I just wonder about, you know, people seeking spirit or depth or light, what their health symptoms sometimes are about. Are they an open door to go deeper? Are they, I mean, everything is, but sometimes people just take it to be physical, and you know, it's more than that. And it doesn't mean that all traditional doctors and medicine should be gone and they don't have a place. That's not what this is. So some of the medicines are different things that are here: chemotherapy, opiates, antidepressants, health problems overall, and then there's nature healing that's in there, okay? So let's see how the pendulum starts and what happens, because a lot of times that has a different flow than where I was at with this flash of imagery, okay? I don't know. Okay, so this, it's just going to start sensing things out like usual. It's just kind of playtime here, okay? It feels good. You just relax and be quiet and let this do the work, basically. That's what's nice about this. It's really effortless, you know. I don't know. I don't have to use my straining intellect or strain any brain cells in there to get something. It just flows on its own. Okay, so we've got a bit of a connection with the rocks, and we'll see what happens. So it's going to sure what it wants there. It's creating, it looks like a center, see if that's right, some opening here. Okay, I'm going to bring this down so I can set the pendulum down sometimes, because it's hard to do both. So there's a center there, and okay, it wants just a little more space there, so let's see what this is about. Okay, there's more space, see if that works. Continuing to push things over, which, you know, would have never done. I figure cells are all clustered together. You know, what do we know, really? We don't know anything, okay? That's the reality of it. We think we do. So, okay, still wants to flow out, which I find kind of fascinating. And we're going to see what that is, okay? That's what's nice about this. We really don't know, you know, what this is. And this is a deeper, the divine force of working with it. Okay, so it wants something on this, and this there. On it, apparently. Antidepressants is what that says, okay? So I'm going to put that on there and see if it's right there. Okay, so it, at least what it feels like, it may work with this one little stone to show about antidepressants, and what is that? How does that affect the body and the spirit, physical body, which is one whole. What is it? Okay, at least I think I'm right there. I don't know. Okay, so it's gonna okay, so it says antidepressants. It wants to drag down to nature healing, saying this is a better way. Okay, this is a better way. Nature healing is better, not these medicines that numb and dull. Okay, so depress. They're showing across that they're depressants, not necessarily anti against this. They're in the long run depressing on the form. They're depressing to it. They make harder work to overcome in the end, because one doesn't go into their heart more. Okay, they just cover like a cloud, like a dullness. So that seems to be right. Okay, see if there's anything else there, any other connections. So back to this, putting that one back, okay. And let's see what else. Okay, this is just fun. I love it because I don't have to sit there and think of anything. Okay, this is why this is a nourishing, gosh, this is just wanting to turn to this, nourishing and easy, effortless way to express a feeling. So it's just getting all these kind of jumbled up now, okay? And I'm going to just jumble them and just lift them up, apparently, and see what that is. See if that's right. Usually always, not always right, but okay. Sounds like that jumble is okay. So, okay, it's just wanting to keep, there might be a rock it wants to go to something else, okay? Let me remember which one. Let's see if that's it. So up to chemotherapy, okay? And that one is such a toughie, because sometimes it ends up shortening people's lives depending on where they're at in their illness. I was a hospice nurse, so I've seen it. I've seen people really suffer with going on this. And again, not to say it doesn't hold a purpose and beneficial on certain levels. So chemotherapy, when people have a real heavy-duty cancer, for goodness sakes, you can't just wish it away or pray it away. So that's not what that means. Let's see what it has to say. I was just curious about it. So it's knocking up against it rather lightly, wanting to push it. Let's see where it wants it to go. Here, a little bit away, so that the word can be seen better. Okay. So chemo, it's just going to go through some of this. Chemochemistry is what that means. Chemistry, that probably means more, of course, than what may come, but it's going to show you, like, I see some, like a lab, a chemistry lab. So that's chemistry. Chemistry of different compositions that work to create killing of certain select cells, going right into those cells to burst apart or break apart or kill, destroy certain alien type cells, okay? And so then it wants to go over to therapy, okay? And what it's wanting to say about therapy is different, I think. Therapy is this. Let's see. Therapy is not in chemistry like that. Therapy means therapeutic. Okay, therapeutic. therapeutic, and therapeutic is more something, it's a healing, something beneficial, something bringing balance and harmony. So anyway, with this pendulum, it feels like this part is a little bit misleading because it does do some destroying in the body. You know, may extend lives, not to say that, but it's, I know these are fine details, but it's just something, let's see how it links up. So chemistry is science. This should be more of spirit. This should be. Okay, this should is meant to be more spirit-based. And this should be known for what it is, okay, chemistry. Okay. So let's see what else. So it's going to turn there. Feels like that's fine. And let's see how this affects physical body, spirit connection. It's kind of whirling around all of this. Okay, I'm not sure where that's at. Nature healing, more, it wants to say rapid recovery, but nature healing will live longer. Let's see, but sometimes chemo, sometimes yes, but more reserved, it's saying. Reserved in this, if it has to come at all. Reserved. Reserved in these harsher, you know, I see something scrubbing skin real strong. Reserved in these harsher things. And nature healing, that it has to do with organic. It has to do with simply a connection with nature too. You know, opening your doors and windows to the cosmos, basically, and nature and beauty, earth rest, be there. Okay, so it's saying this brings a better health and a healing way. I mean, even if laying down, so even if the soul does pass, there is more flow of energy in there. Okay, and let's see what happens if this is given. Sometimes people and it ends up shortening people's lives. And I've just seen that a lot. People will struggle through it. They're almost, you know, it looks like they're close to terminal. They take it because it's their last chance, and die sooner and with more suffering, really. So let's see it. Let's see what it says about the shortening of life. The cells, the cells are pushed aside and destroyed. Okay, the cells no longer. I guess this is the healthier cells, no longer work the same way. A lot of the healthy ones. This is known in everything, but when the cells are in more of a decline, and that body will move downward. It's just going to go there anyway, I believe is what it's saying. It's moving to the earth body to pass there. There's a point, and this will, chemo, harshness, it wants to say, harsh chemistry, will cause more, and this is kind of torture, or a torturing body, torture. So that body is tortured more and shortened in life, and so it's just something to note if you have a loved one, or if you know, you know, there anything like that comes about, to keep in your heart of sometimes we have to just let go. It's that time, and go and try to give the best quality at that time. That makes a difference. So anyway, so let's see if there's anything more. It is coming over here with that the chemo thing. Okay, so it's showing us this here, and then it's like physical body. Okay, physical body, empty, like spirit, heart, like flow here, something else, you know, then there. So, but with chemo, physical body, if that's just the main thing, is hurt with it at times. If it's, you know, they've crossed that line of already declining, and spirit sort of shoved aside. Okay? Shoved aside in hopes that, oh, I've got to live. I've got to make this right, and just continuing to focus on that. So it's like strong, like strong that this goes here. Okay, this kind of goes in the wastebasket of, you know, ow. It's just kind of sitting there, and it won't flow right. It's ignored, basically. So this is, you know, can happen, and it's just something to be aware of. Okay, so I think that's about it with that. Let's see if anything else. It's going to go over to the health problem situation. Health problems come up, and let's see how it connects to, anyway, it wants to go here. So health problems, a lot of people go to this first. Okay, that's what it's doing. Go to medicines first. That's what they do. They don't always go to nature healing, which has to do with organics, like I said, being with nature, connecting up. This kind of not very little, if at all, very little sometimes. Very little, especially in the way of actually connecting with it and nourishing the spirit that way. You know, because it doesn't always mean organic medicines. That's what I'm trying to say. Because sometimes those can be awful strong and not be the way either. You have to be careful. So these can go together, but they're really incredibly different. You know, it's kind of like you could set this on the physical part of the body, and you could set this on the spirit heart. Okay? And you just can't go, okay, you can't. You can, but there's just, where's the balance then? Where's the balance, you know? So sometimes, you know, physical problems come up, and the question is, can they be healed just by a spiritual path without always, you know, going right to medicines? And you can see, you know, and the healing can come in so many different forms. It may be harder for a while, maybe, and this is true because I know that's something I have gone and still not completely done with. It may get harder, but if one, you know, holds the faith, again, it doesn't mean to ignore traditional medicines when needed. That's not what this is, but a lot of things, you know, even like arthritis or different issues, you know, always rushing to medicines to cover it up is sometimes keeps that whole cycle revolving, really. So it's just something to consider. Let's see. No, not done yet. So let's see what else flows. World problems are not beneficial for health. People that sense it. That world problems are hard for physical body, world problems and worry problems are hard on body in ways that create some friction in there. Okay. So again, let's see what the last message in terms of how to work with all of this really, because it's kind of a lot, but you know, what's the balance here? What is it? It's more that and less this. Okay. I did have these money thing. We didn't even use these, but this has more to do with the value. So let's see where this money will be placed on the physical and the spirit. Okay. So the money for the physical, it's going to pick the penny actually. Okay. So we're going to put that here, there. Okay, that implies physical. Or you know what? We'll use this here. The physical gets a penny. Penny. Literally. Spirit. Let's see. It's going to test out. What is this? How much is this? I am seeing 25 cents in my mind. How much is this anyway? Come on now. It's going to say no to that. It's going to toss that away. It's going to toss both of them away, okay? And then it's going to, let's see if it writes something. It's going round and round spirit. It's going to say, see, without spirit. You know how they do that circle and a line through it? Without this, no physical, okay? Without this, no body. Without this, cannot have this. So how much value? How much value? So it's saying, how much value can this be? Can this be measured in money? No, no, no. Without this, no this. Without this, no life, no beauty, no ability to even enjoy. So this, no money can be placed, okay? So that's the difference, okay? That's the difference. Let's look at this, okay? And then it's balancing, like this feels right because this whole thing is actually one. I mean, in its way, it's not a separate thing, so we just keep going, and it's just going wider with this is right. This is right when spirit is up, and it can't even show. It wouldn't, when spirit, this, it wouldn't even be spirit. This is more nature, but elevated to its proper place, okay? So that feels like that's it. I had no idea. It came out better than what I had done by myself. That's 100%. So thank you to the Pendulum Divine Force. Okay, have a great day, people. Bye-bye.